In this video, we're going to see how we can set up a blog and use Google Drive to facilitate a lot of the assignments that you'll probably be going through inside of the SGD curriculum as a whole. So a lot of my focus on the course is developing an online presence in whatever endeavors you do with game development. So the very first thing I try to get you guys doing is to make your own blog or website. Some of you may have made a blog in the past. Some of you, this might be the very first time you're trying it out. So either way, I'm going to treat us like we've never made a blog before. And for all intents and purposes, I'm only going to support Blogger in terms of helping you guys set it up. If you have experience with other blogs such as WordPress or anything like that, then that's fine. What I don't want you guys using are things like DeviantArt or Tumblr or Pinterest or any of those other little social media outlets. I want you guys to be using a full featured blog system that's not really tied to any kind of social media outlet, like I don't know, like something like Tumblr could be attributed to, or DeviantArt, because we're going to be using our blogs for multiple different things, not just posting screenshots and whatnot. So without further posturing, why don't we go ahead and I'll open up another web page, and I use Chrome since I like using Google and Gmail and Blogger and all that stuff. So that's the web browser I'm using, and I think we have it installed on the computers in the labs. So why don't we just get started from the very beginning? You can see on my new tab page, blank page inside of Chrome, I have just some basic most traveled links right here. It's not very accurate, but in the top right, you can see that I have this little icon. That's basically my Gmail account, and I also have a little button for all the different apps that I use inside of the Google world. There you can see Drive, Blogger, YouTube, Gmail, all that good stuff. So what we're going to talk about is managing Google accounts. Um, for whatever reason, the school email that you guys use, and I'll go to add account, and here is my Blue Ridge email. I'm just going to sign into it real quickly. So you can see I have a different kind of picture here. And since I'm signed into two different Gmail accounts, I can switch between my two different ones here. And I have two different avatar icons, so I can tell the difference between the two. So if I just want to switch between my different Gmail accounts, I can do so easily in this little accounts manager icon right here. Okay, that's want me to update my profile. The thing about our school emails is if I go to blogger.com, which is the kind of blog we're going to be using, it automatically defaults to my personal Gmail account, dproder@gmail. Blogger is blocked off to our school email accounts. So you won't be able to manage your own blog through your school email address, which I think it's a little annoying, but I think in the long run it'll benefit you because you may not want to use your school email address all the time. So having your own personal Gmail account to make your own blog could be a nice way to start separating yourself from, your school persona and your professional persona. So really, if you don't have a Gmail account right now, I'll go ahead and sign out of all of my accounts. You can go to maybe add an account, and if you don't have a personal Gmail account, you can just go to the create account button, and you guys are computer savvy, I hope, since you're taking the SGD course. So I won't go through the whole process. I don't feel like making another email for myself. I already have like 5. So you can go through and make your own Gmail account, and then you can have kind of the setup that I do, where I'm going to sign into my school email, and then I can go to add account, and it already kind of has my Gmail account. If these aren't showing up, all you gotta do is go to add account and just type in, whatever Gmail account you want to log in with, like so. So we're going to be primarily making our blogs with our personal Gmail's account. All right. So once you got your own personal Gmail account, then we're ready to go in and start making our own blog. So I'm on my personal Gmail account, as you can see right here. There's my school, but the one that's active is my personal Gmail account. And all I'm going to do is just go to www.blogger.com. And I'm going to go to sign in. And I don't know why I'm not already signed into my personal, but whatever. So I'll select my personal Gmail account. See, that's my Blue Ridge. I don't want that one. I want my personal. And it's looking like it's having a little bit of trouble. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bypass this. I'm going to go open up a new tab to get back here. I'm going to sign out of my Blue Ridge account totally. So when I go to sign in, I'm going to sign in with my personal. Blogger was just not liking the school email account. I've tried to get, oh, not Bluger, I want Blogger. So if you go here, then it takes you to a dashboard page. Hopefully you'll see something like this. If not, click whatever you have to get into the Blogger. But this should be the Blogger dashboard homepage where you can manage all of your blogs. And you can see right here, these are all the blogs I've created in the past. Yeah, I've got quite a few blogs that I manage. Blogger is just my preferred choice to create websites. Um, I have a homepage just for SGD type stuff from the past. I even have a blog that I made for a mod, that I made for the new Doom game. And there's ways where you can format them for they look a little bit more professional. I got little gadgets that bring down this little menu right here, and it doesn't really quite look like a blog at this point. But anyway, that's just a little preview of what you can do. What we're going to do is we're going to click on New Blog. And we're going to give this blog a name. So I'm going to call it Patrick Roeder BRCC SGD. This is basically the uh, the formal name for your blog. It does not affect the address. In the address, I'm going to give it something like, maybe I'll do Patrick Roeder BRCC SGD. Just give it the same address name, and then pick the suffix of blogspot.com. So if we type in Patrick Roeder brccsgd.blogspot.com, this will take me to my new blog. And you can kind of pick a template theme here. I just always usually go with simple. You guys can, experiment with what you want. But I'm going to start with simple, and we'll just press create blog. Google's going through all the steps to create your blog, and Google's trying to sell you a domain name, so just say no thanks. And we are now in the dashboard for our newly created blog. If I press the My Blogs button, I can go back to my main blog. And then if I want to go back to my Blue Ridge SGD blog, I can just click on it. But this is our command center for our blog right here. Okay. This is what we call the dashboard page. And it's got a few interesting things going on. We can go to View Blog. I like to right click and open a link in a new tab so I don't leave my dashboard. So this is what my blog looks like now. So if you typed in that address, I'm probably going to delete this so you won't be able to type it in. But if you typed in the address to your blog, right, if you make it, this is what the public would be able to see. Right here, you can create new posts. You can view your post. But let's talk about this little menu on the left here. I'll go through all the main ones we'll be using. Overview is kind of like this screen that we're seeing right now. Notice how it's highlighted. It kind of just gives you some metrics about who's looking at your page. Post right here, if I had made a post, then all the posts that show up on my home page of my blog would show up here. Pages are what we're going to be using if we want kind of a static link to a page on our blog that's not related to just a post. So pages, we'll talk about those more in a second. Will be listed there, all the ones you create. Comments on your blog that people have made or that you've made on there will be listed here. Stats, this is another more aggregate way to see, another aggregate tool that shows you how many people have seen it, what parts of the world. So you know, people from, Russia see it, and then they'll have a little Russia lit in green. We're going to skip earnings and campaigns because that's more for monetization of your website, which we are not interested in. Layout's a pretty useful one. This is kind of like a skeleton blueprint of your blog. Right here, you can see that it has the header, which is the name of my blog. The main part is where all my posts show up. So if I have 3 posts, then they'll all just show up one after another right here. The blog archive is already included by default. It shows you, it's kind of like a little library or a table of contents that helps you navigate all your posts. So it's kind of like just like I said, like a blueprint of your blog. Template is where we really get in and dissect and modify the actual visual look of our blog. And we'll get into that in a second. Excuse me. And settings just has a few different things on here that you can peruse at your leisure. Most of these things I don't really mess with too much. Like, for instance, you can change the address of your blog if you think that's too long or something. You can add descriptions. You can control the privacy of like who can search it and stuff. Some just basic things like that. Nothing that's really going to break the blog too much, as long as you're not just clicking things with wild abandon. So I thought I might take you through some quick design of our blog to give it a different look. So we'll go to template, and then um, really just going to focus live on blog. The mobile, you can kind of mess around at your leisure, but really just the normal desktop version. And we're going to click customize right here. Then it's going to take us to our Blogger template designer, and we can control everything from the background to the colors. We can even change our theme, and you can kind of uh, just experiment. See, look, it gives you like, you can't click on anything here, but it gives you like a little visual feedback of what's going on here. So you can get started with different things. So you can just pick a template, and then you can go in and edit them on your own time. That's why I like to start with simple. I want to have just the bare basic bones of my blog. So like when I'm making a character in like an MMO, I don't like hitting random and then finding one that I like. I like starting from just like a bald normal dude and just starting from scratch. Backgrounds are pretty nice. Like you can right here, I think you can just really choose the color. There are some template backgrounds that you can pick from right here. So if you want to just do a quick dirty little background, that's fine. Or you can pick just random different colors that kind of get you started on just the color look of your blog. Adjust widths. Um, you can adjust basically the width of your blog, and you can see that it's kind of laggy, but you can say, okay, I want my post to be this long, and then my sidebar that'll have my pages or my archive will be that long. Really, I kind of just leave them where they are. I don't mess with it too much. Remember, a lot of different people will be looking at web pages on different resolutions and different size monitors. So you kind of have to accommodate for all that. And then you can't make it just super wide. I mean, that's like a super wide monitor right there. Or, a 1080p monitor. We only fit that in. But layout is another little useful thing right here. Basically, you can just control just the template of how things are laid out on your blog. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. I'll usually like to go with the second option here. So I can have my title of my blog, my content on the left, and then some menus on the right side. It's very simple and very efficient. Advanced is where we really start getting into the nitty gritty here. And you can adjust pretty much every aspect of your blog here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Blogger, and I'll cover this in a second making posts, but I'm going to just make a little post here. We'll call it testing. And then I'll just write a little bit of something 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3, and then publish that out. I'm going to go back to template, customize, and advanced settings. Now I have a post on my blog that I can see how some of my little options here will affect actual posts and whatnot. And I can change the text pretty easily. and now I can see it applying to my archive. You see, I have in August of 2016, I wrote a post called Testing. And not only is it changing the font for the content in my post, but it's also changing the font on my archive and my footers here. So you want to kind of focus on something that's legible. Don't get too crazy. I mean, Comic Sans, where are you? I think I want to use Comic Sans. Comic Sans is just a good all around font that people, when they see it, they just respect it. So where is it? I think it might be up here. Apparently, Comic Sans was so good that people kept using it so much that they just had to take it down. Um, all the other fonts were getting used as we're not getting used as much. So I'll use this coming soon one because that looks like the closest thing to Comic Sans as you can get. Um, Actually, I'll use Droid Sans. All right, I'll quit being stupid. Yeah, Comic Sans, blah, whatever. You can adjust the font so you can make your blog a little bit punchier, a little bit bigger, make everything bold, and just the colors. So, rule of thumb, you don't want to have too many different clashing colors. So you just kind of want to keep it in three basic complementary colors, like so. So I'm going to change my text to this blue, and here we have a background. Let's see. So this will be the background color that shows if like an image you upload isn't that great. So I'm going to choose black for right now. I'm going to go back up to background, and I'm going to show you how we can upload our own custom background. I'm going to click on background image right there, and it says none. Remember the screen where you can choose different ones? You can actually go to upload image, and we can choose a file. So I'll go to choose file, and I'll just navigate to my pictures folder real quick. And I'm going to pick this little background here, and I'll click done. And then there's a few things we need to account for. Alignment, so I'm going to center it on my blog. And tile means if I don't scroll with page and scroll with page, you can see how it scrolls. So if I have it scrolling with a page, then it'll just get tiled for however long it is. But I usually like to turn scroll with page off. And there I have my own custom background added. I can go back to advanced. And from here, it's just kind of playing around, messing with stuff. Um, if you want to save it, then you can click apply to blog, but only click apply to blog if you're absolutely happy with settings. If not, you can just view the blog, and this is kind of what it looks like without, well, I wish it would give you a preview. View blog only shows what's been applied to it yet. So I guess this bottom screen here is really your preview, if you will, about what you can see. All right, so here the advanced tab right here is really where you get into the nitty gritty of everything. So you can see I'm just changing things and seeing what sticks. So spend some time with it, make it look decent. So we're going to go see how I'm going to apply this to my blog. That'll be how I'm going to rock it. So I'm going to click back to Blogger, and I'm going to reload this. So this is what my blog looks like now. It's not that great. I haven't spent much time with it, but it's serving its purpose. And now we're going to talk about making new posts. So this is my Blogger dashboard. This is my command center, right? The dashboard. And I'm just going to simply click new post. You saw me do this a little bit earlier, I think. And we're going to call this my first post. And then from here, it's just basically like if I click compose, see I was in HTML before. If I go to compose, it's basically just like a lot of the functions of any kind of good word editor would have. You can choose your font. My first post. You can center it and then come down here and quit centering things. Let's go back to normal text. This is my first post. You can upload pictures from your computer or from the blog. So I can upload that picture for my background. And then from here, you can change the size of pictures, how they appear. So I'm going to do a medium size, and I can get it to just align to the right. You can also link YouTube videos and embed them. My YouTube videos, so I can just pick a random one, and it'll embed it right into your post, like so. And it's just a really powerful little tool here that should be somewhat familiar. So I'm going to preview what this looks like. So this is what my first post looks like on my blog. And I'm done with that preview, so I'll just exit out. I'm going to save it. Saving will kind of keep my progress, and then if I don't publish it, it'll kind of keep where I'm at with it. But if I publish it, that means I make it live and I set it loose on my blog. All right. So in my post, so here's my overview. If I click post over here, I can have access to all the posts I've made. I can even go back and edit them. So stuff, and then I can update that post, and it'll be its own new thing now. And I can go to my view blog, and you can see I have a blog archive. And you can see that post, they kind of just post in order here. Here's that post where I inserted all those pictures. And see how the colors and the design of my blog are just hard to read right now? That's something that, that good design and good color sense and all that good stuff will kind of help with. But here's that very first testing post I made, and here is that last post I made. So pretty good, pretty easy to post things. Now we're going to talk about pages. Pages are different than posts because pages are kind of like their own self-contained post, I guess. I guess they're still like a post, but they don't occur. They don't show up on the front page of your blog. Rather, they show up with like a little menu system that you can click, and it's like little separate areas of your blog that's separate from just the front page. Has all your posts that you're just making on it. So I like using pages because it gives me a little bit more control of how to organize the information on my blog. So we'll just click on our pages button right here. We'll make a new page, and we'll call this game design document. And then we'll just make a little page called my game idea. Why don't we just make that a little bit bigger? We'll go right here. You can have like a table of contents, characters, levels, scoring. It's creating a little mock game document, and then characters, person one. I'm just doing it so it's different enough to get the idea of, so I know I'm on a page rather than just another post. Then I'm going to hit publish. And now I have a page called game design document, not to be confused with post. All right. So right now you're probably still wondering maybe what's the difference between pages and posts. So let's go to my blog and let's re-update. So I still have all my posts here. Where's that page that I just made? There's no links to it. I can't access it. By default, Google doesn't have pages, a menu bar for pages loaded into your blog. So this will be a good chance to show you how we can add gadgets in the layout mode. So I'll go back to my command center, my dashboard, go to layout, and then I'm either going to decide to do a cross column right here at the very underneath right of my header, so I can have my pages listed right here, or I can go to a sidebar gadget, and above my blog archive, I can have my pages listed right there. Well, I'm going to do right underneath my header, and I'm going to go to add gadget, and then I'm just going to look for pages. And there you go. List of standalone pages on your blog. We'll hit the plus sign, And then you can see that this is my configure page menu right here. Let me see if I can make it bigger. This is so challenging right now. And you can just call this pages. This is like the title of all your stuff, the title of the menu, pages menu. So we'll just leave it like that. And you'll notice that I have a home, which shows me all of my posts. So I can even call this posts. And I have a game design document. And look, when I check it, see how it shows up over here now? And then I can just drag and drop it and change the order of how it's listed on my page menu. And then I'm going to hit save. And now I should have pages. I'm going to go back and refresh my blog. Now I have pages added to my blog. Notice how I don't have any posts on here. It's just that game design document idea that I had. And my posts all show up on this home page post button here. Pages are a nice little feature where if you just want to have like a specific thing like an about me or an area just of a gallery of just photos from your models and animations and levels that you'll make in the future, you can have like a little gallery here. In fact, I'll just make a new page and we'll call this gallery. And then I can just start linking my photo archive. I can just start linking different things that I've made. Just go to add selected. And you do that. And go to add selected. And then I can link another one. This is just photos that I've uploaded to Gmail in the past. Well, that's a picture of me naked. Well, shirtless. I don't care. And then I can add that one, a little space station I made, like an insectoid space station. And then I can publish. And then I'll go back to my blog. And my gallery is not showing up. That's because I have to go back to layout. And I'm going to go to my cross column. See how I have a pages gadget right now? I'll go back to edit it. And I have to check gallery to include it. I don't know why Blogger decided it didn't used to be this convoluted, but that's just the way it is now. And I can click save after I've checked my gallery and rearranged them. Now I can go to view blog. Now I have post, a game design document, and now I have a gallery of just photos. So very powerful to use pages correctly. So not only will a Gmail account give you access to Blogger, but it also gives us access. I'm going to get rid of these extra pages. It also gives us access to Google Drive. So I'm going to hit up a new tab, and you can either type in Google Drive, and it'll send you to Google Drive, and I can go to my Google Drive, and here is my Google Drive. Not only is Google Drive a place where you can make your own personal documents and spreadsheets and PowerPoint presentations, but it's also where you can upload different files, share documents. In fact, all of my teaching curriculum is primarily based inside of Google Drive. I mean, Introduction to SGD, there's all my curriculum for this class right here. So all the chapters have all the stuff listed in them. It's just a powerful tool to organize all of your thoughts and ideas and projects and pictures and documents in an online space where it's constantly backed up with cloud backups. And you can log into your Google Drive account, Gmail account from any computer and download something stored on it. It's just really nice. So why don't we just kind of talk about Google Drive? I'll go and switch into. See, this is a thing that gets complicated with making our own Gmail account versus using our web school's email account. I've gotten comfortable with it, so I don't mind having, I'm signing into my school's account. So my Google Drive looks very different on my school account, versus if I go into my personal account. This is what my drive looks like on my personal account. So it can be confusing keeping your head straight in which account you want to use. Um, your personal account, it would be a good place to store all your Drive stuff, for like documents and things if you just want to have it closely connected to your blog. The only benefit that the school Drive account has is that it has, I think, unlimited storage space. So if you have any kind of files that are just really big, think of storing huge files in your school's account, and think about doing all of your schoolwork and documentation and all that stuff. I'm going to bring that down here. All that stuff in your personal Drive. That's just the way I do it. It keeps me straight that way. But by all accounts, my personal Drive is where I pretty much live. So what can we do with Drive? Well, you can see I have all these different folders. So here's stuff for my career. Here's CG work that I've done. Um, just different projects that I have stored online. Um, something for my family where we all share a single folder. So anything they put in that folder, I can have access to. Just all different kinds of stuff, even music, public stuff, like public documents that I want to put out on the internet, and my teaching. So what we can do is, if we want to make a new folder, we can click New and go to Folder. Then I can call this SGD. All right, and there's my SGD folder. I'm pretending like I'm a student. And then in SGD, I can make a new one, another new folder called SGD 111. And I can make a new folder called SGD 114. I can even give them names. Probably should. Modeling 1. Well, let me go back and rename this folder by clicking on 111, right clicking on it, and go into rename SGD 111 intro. And then in my intro, I can make a new folder called chapter 01. And then in chapter 01, this is where all of my documents and everything I'm going to create for chapter 1 can live. So it's pretty nice. And in fact, now that I'm inside this folder right here, I'm going to go ahead and just click new, and we're going to make our first Google Doc. All right, great. And I can give it a name. So yeah, it's called Untitled Document. My first Google Doc, we'll give it that name. And then Google Docs, let me zoom in a little bit. Google Docs could pretty much take the place of Microsoft Word if you wanted it to. There might be a few more features Word has, but for the average user, I mean, I'm a little bit more of an average user, and it has all the tools that I've always needed from Word. So I don't even use Microsoft Word anymore. Google Docs, spreadsheets, and presentations are all I use now. I don't even need Office because Google pretty much has me covered with its Drive features. And I'm not going to go through all these different functions. Hopefully, we've all used word processors before. So, my first sentence in a Google Doc. And Doc is, of course, short for document. Um, so, basically, docs are really good because you can share them with other people and have them collaborate with you, and you can both be typing in the document at the same time. Uh, you can even publish this document. If I go to Publish to Web and go to Publish, yes, I want them to publish this. And then you get this hyperlink right here. If I Control C that and then paste it and just to a new web page, guess what? This is my first Google Doc, and this is my first sentence in a Google Doc. You can publish any kind of document you want straight to the web. No risk of having people having direct access to your Google Drive account. It's just a Google Drive document that people can access, and you guys will be using that in my course quite a bit for outlines and things of that nature. All right, so that's great. And why don't we show you one more thing about how you can upload a file? So I can upload a file by going to, what is it, New, File Upload, or Folder Upload. I'm just going to do a file. And then I'm going to go to Downloads, and I'm going to upload this Unity Asset Package. Go to Open, and then Google Drive down here will go to work for you. and you can see this little progress bar will tick around. And this is kind of a way where you can back up different files, such as pictures, Maya scenes, even a whole Unity game projects you can back up with in this way. So in a few more seconds, I'll have that file uploaded. And not only is it a good way to, and there it is right there. Not only is this a good way to back up your stuff, but the way I give you assets to use instead of chapters is I actually go through and get a shareable link like so. And then I just copy that hyperlink. And then if I paste that or insert it to a hyperlink anywhere, now anybody online with this address can download that same file that I just stored. And there I am downloading it again. So that's how I set up all of the assets that you guys will be using in future projects. I just upload it to my Google Drive and then do a shareable link and then just insert that link into Moodle, and then you have access to a page like this and you download it. Very powerful tool. So I've shown you Google Docs. What we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to create a Google slideshow. So I'll go to New and go to Google Slides. And it's very much like PowerPoint. If you've used PowerPoint, you'll be able to use Google Slides with no trouble. You can pick pre-made themes like so. I like the dark one. All right, so I picked that theme. I can X out of there. And then you just click on any kind of box. So this will be my title of slideshow. And then I can add a little title, chapter 01. So that's like my header page, and you can see all my slides line up right here. If I want to make a new slide, I just click the little plus button, and it defaults to just a regular slide 1 title. And then I can just add stuff, like I can do bullet points, point 1, point 2. I can do a tab over to be like sub point 1, sub point 2, and then do a shift tab to go back, point 3, point 4. I don't know why that's giving me trouble. That's lame. And if you click on the little pop down menu here, you can have different kinds of slides. Like you can do like a section header, section 2 of the slides. And then from there, I can do like, I can copy this or select this and press Control D to copy it and just drag it down and change the order. Slide 2 title. And then I can delete some of these points. So I would just copy that and then just edit it the way I wanted to. You can even just do a completely blank one. And then you can go to insert and you can insert things like images. So I can put this little plane in there. What's that? That looks cool. So it's going to let me put a little image in there, and then I can resize it, position it anywhere I want. I can do an insert of a text box. I drag that out anywhere I want it. I can rotate it, which isn't a good idea. I can position it, and then I can start typing in it. My text is black, so I got to go here and change the color of my text. Color is white now. You can even insert like YouTube videos if you wanted, or URLs. So very versatile PowerPoint presentation. And I can name it slides example. And you're probably wondering how things are saved. Every time you make a change, it's automatically saved inside of Docs, inside of your Google. So there you go. I can exit out every time I make a different change to any document or anything. It makes the save. So my PowerPoint just pretty much saves constantly, so you don't ever have to worry about losing something. So that's nice. I can even publish this to the web the same way I did my document earlier. So I go to File, Publish to Web, and we'll hit Publish. Yeah, I'm sure I want to publish. And we can copy that link and paste it up here. And it takes us straight to the slideshow. Pretty cool, huh? So I want to speak a second about, now I'll do that in a second. So I'm going to get out of the slideshow and we're going to show one more type of Google Doc, and that's Google Sheets. And has anybody ever used Microsoft Excel? Because if so, you'll be familiar with what this is. And Sheets is just a nice way to kind of keep track of something. Like I use them for asset sheets. So I can say model name, textured, uh, imported to Unity. And then I can do stuff like pipe. And then is it textured? Yes. Is it imported into Unity? No. Then I can do something like bush. Yes, it's textured. Yes, I've imported into Unity. So it's a good way to kind of keep track of um, things of that nature, just creating little lists. I use spreadsheets to also do different kind of math calculations and whatnot. You can program quite a bit into Excel. We might get into that stuff more in Design 1. I just want to let you guys know that Excel exists. And it's not letting me name it, so I'm going to go back to my root folder, my chapter 1 of my SGD intro class. I'm going to right click on it. Well, I don't want to. I want to remove that star. I'm going to rename this as Sheets Example, like so. Great. So now we're going to see how we can get our blog and our Google Documents to kind of work together in a way. Um, for the most part, you'll probably just be writing content on your blog using posts. So we can go to new post. You can write your content there. But if there's ever a time where you want to like link a document you make, like your first Google Doc, why don't we go ahead and see how we can do that? So I'll click on my first Google Doc that I made, and I'll come down here, my second sentence, my third one. And I'm just making a few more changes like so. And I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to that Publish to Web link again. So I've already got it published. I already have the hyperlink there. I can press Control C to copy that. Then I'm going to zoom back over to that post I was making. And I'm basically just going to have a post where I link my Google Doc that I just made. We'll call this Google Doc link for the name of my post. And then I'm not just going to post a random gibberish hyperlink like that. No, I'm going to maybe make the thing bigger and say, click here to view Google Doc. And then I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to give it a hyperlink, and then that's where I'm going to paste my hyperlink gibberish right there. We'll press OK. We'll press Publish, and why don't we view my blog now? And here I have click here to view Google Doc. So I'll do that. And there we go. And our published docs are updated every 5 minutes. So all the changes that I made right here, they probably won't get updated for another minute or two. So we'll come back in and we'll check this page again in a second to see if it gets updated live for us. And why don't we see how we can import, I'm going to go back to edit my post with the Google Doc. Why don't we see how we can embed PowerPoint presentations into our blog? So I'll double click my slides example again. So here's the slides that I just made. I'll go to File and Publish to Web again. But instead of doing a link, I'm going to click on the embed. I'm going to give it a small size. And I'm just going to single click and then copy that with Control C. I've been using a lot of keyboard shortcuts, but Control C is how I've been copying things. And then we go back over here, and if we just paste that and do a preview, then we just get a bunch of gibberish. We have our Google Doc here, but we just have our embed gibberish right there. That's not what we want. Instead, we're going to have to go in and do a simple HTML edit. So we're in Compose right now. I'm going to click on HTML, and we can kind of see some of the HTML script right here. And this is where I'm going to post that embed code. Then if I go back to Compose, boom, I have my Google slide embedded. I can even cut and paste it with Control X. I can even come back up here and Control V and paste it right there. So you just need to get it in there with the HTML editor. Then you can cut and paste, and you can even center it if you wanted to. All that good stuff. Then I'll just do an update. If I go to my view my blog now, then I have my slideshow embedded on my blog, and I can even go to full screen view. So it's right there on my blog, ready to go, ready for the instructor to grade. All right. So I think that's about it for everything. One more thing I want to add about the difference between going to file and publishing to the web. Make sure that you don't do something like go to slides example, right click it, and then go to share. The shareable link is kind of what you want to do. Let's see what shareable link gives us. Okay, that is not the same as going to file and publishing to web. See, look what happens with this hyperlink. Here, we just go straight to the slideshow. But going to outside of the actual presentation and just right-clicking on the file itself, going to share or give shareable link will send us straight to this page. You're basically giving somebody access to change your presentation. So that's why going to file and going to publish the web is the best way to get your Google documents online without anybody being able to change them. I want to make that point very clear. And why don't we go and test that Google Doc link? And there we go, updated Google Doc with first, second, and third sentence. All right, so that does it for this video. It turned out to be a little long, but a lot of stuff to cover. But I want you guys to work around with Google. Just get really acquainted with the Google landscape. If you're anti-Google, sorry, suck it up. We're going to be using lots of Blogger and lots of documents, and the way we work in groups and the way we have an online presence within the program. All right, thanks for watching, guys.